Hi guys, it's Miss Amber again. If you guys don't remember me, my name is Amber Reed and I'm the community librarian for the Dorsch and Navarre branch libraries in the city of Monroe. I wanted to do some more experiments with you guys today with hopefully some supplies you have at home. So today we're going to be focusing on water. So my first experiment, this one's more of a trick you can amaze your family and friends with, this pencil baggie trick. So we've got a baggie and we've got some pencils and we're going to try and stab the baggie and see what happens. All right. Whoa, you guys see that? So these pencils, they do need to be sharp, but all you need to do is do a quick jab through it. You might get a couple of drips here and there depending on how fast you go. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? And the reason this works is because a Ziploc bag is basically a bunch of chain of polymer molecules, I believe. So when the sharp pencil comes through, those chains are kind of flexible, so it breaks that and then the molecules form a new seal around the pencil. So that's why that one works. So this is a really fun one you can do at home to amaze your family and friends. That's our experiment number one. Up next, this one will take a little bit more time, but this is a water cycle in a bag basically. So you're gonna put a little bit of water in the bottom. You can dye it blue if you want. I did that just so it's a little easier to see. And then you're gonna tape it in your window for a while. If it's a sunny day, maybe a couple of hours, and what's gonna happen is the water is gonna start to come up. It's gonna start evaporating. And then it'll go up into the sky, and we drew some clouds here, and then condensation happens. So you'll start to see it starts to stick up here like little drops, and then eventually precipitation will happen and that water will go back down. And that's how our real water cycle works. And to give you another example of that, this one's a little easier to understand. We have a glass of water. We're gonna take some shaving cream. Wow. A little dicey. Okay, that's our shaving cream cloud. And then we're gonna take some rainwater. Again, I'm using blue for this just because it's a lot easier to see. If you don't have a dropper, you can use a straw also. So basically the shaving cream is our cloud and we're gonna be putting rain drops on top of our cloud and we're gonna see what happens. So it takes a while. And to make this more fun, you can count how many drops you think it'll take to go through the cloud. And what's happening here is just like a real cloud. What happens is when it gets to be too much weight from remember we talked about that precipitation that goes up there? When it gets to be too much weight, eventually, or not precipitation, condensation, it'll fall down as precipitation. And depending on the temperature, that'll, it might be rain, might be snow like we have today, or sleet. And this is a fact that blew my mind. I found out that a cumulus cloud, the average weight, let me see here, is 1.1 million pounds. So it can get pretty heavy. Coming through yet? But yeah, so you can see it's starting to come through. So what that's saying basically is when the cloud gets too heavy, like we talked about, then some of those water droplets that are stored in the cloud will start to fall through. So you guys can try that one at home. That's a fun one. Oh, this one's my favorite. Okay, next we're gonna do a lava lamp experiment. I hope you have all these things at home. So first you're gonna fill up a glass or jar with oil, vegetable oil, whatever you have on hand, about 3/4 of the way. And then you're gonna add water. You don't want it to overflow, so just kind of, about there's good. And as you can see, the water and the oil are not gonna mix, and that's because they're different densities or different weights. So the water is actually heavier than the oil, so that's gonna sink to the bottom. Now we're gonna add some color so you can see what happens. Now the color will not mix with the oil. Again, that's because of different densities. So it'll drip down to the water. And this is where it gets cool. What you're gonna do is take an Alka-Seltzer tablet. They can be generic. You can take a half or a whole. You're just gonna drop it in and then watch the magic happen. So you can see it's already starting to bubble. And eventually as that water mixes in with the food coloring, you can see it's starting to be green. So green bubbles. And that's just because of that reaction. It's making carbon dioxide when you drop the Alka-Seltzer in. So that's what's making it come up and bubble to the top. Pretty awesome though. This could entertain me for days. And that was just with half of a tablet. And you can keep going. So once it stops, you can add some more. You can do this in a jar or a cup. You can make any color you want. You could experiment with different colors if you want to try that. So that was our lava lamp experiment. Pretty awesome. So our next one is another trick. Now, I'm going to do this one over a bowl because it can go wrong, let me tell you. So what you're going to do, you're going to fill it up with water, your cup, and you want to get it as close to the top as possible. You really want it all the way to the top. There we go. Then you're going to take a card or like cardboard or something and set it on top. Flip it. And you should be able to let go. I don't think this is going to work at all. Oh, see? Yeah, you should be able to let go. And the reason this is holding is because the air pressure on the card coming up from the bottom is greater than the weight of the water inside the cup. Again, though, you're going to want to try this one over a bowl because, like I said, it can go wrong. I did this 10 times perfectly. Oh, there we go. And then one time I did it in front of a big group of kids, like 60 kids, over another kid's head. You can imagine what happened. I dumped water all over the poor kid's head. Luckily, he was real chill about it, but I still feel bad. So that's a fun one. I also wanted to give you guys some options for toddlers with water. There's so many. Don't forget about sink or float, of course. You can do all different objects. You can try an orange. You can try an orange peeled. You can try just whatever you have around the house. Another one my sister does all the time. You can have your kids paint with water. So on a nice day, not today, just take out paintbrushes and just let them paint on the concrete. An inside activity that's super fun. You fill up just water bottles with water and just let the kids clean the windows. So I spray the windows and wipe all day. Now that'll make a huge mess eventually, but it's just water, just a little wet, and we'll entertain our friends. So hope you guys stay safe and stay home, and I will see you soon. Bye.